Yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Brentford versus Chelsea, 2-2. I'm slightly annoyed, and I'm not even a Chelsea fan. Y'all should be fuming. You guys should be fuming because that's your boy. I mean, that's my boy too. There was no reason to get this guy, no reason, and look what ends up happening towards the end. Yeah, look, it's not completely his fault. Also, that defense, that Chelsea defense, was just wonky looking. Sanchez was too high up his line. But still, what's the saying that they say? You could take the player out of United, but you can't take the United out of the player, and that so applies when it comes to Garnacho. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I felt that he was probably too gassed, too winded from celebrating Caicedo's goal, which is a banger of a goal, and just couldn't make. He was just too tired. He couldn't make the effort to, or he just was too tired that he had no idea where was it Carvalho? Carvalho was at. He had no idea where this guy was at. Too easy, way too easy, and so late into the game also. That should not have happened. That should not have happened with the bench that these guys have. And remember, Brentford lost Wissa, Mbuemo, Ivan Toney, Nordgaard. Like they no, man, no. That's why I keep saying, like, Maresca isn't your guy. Stop this. They shouldn't have. To me, it was a loss. I felt like it was a loss. Chelsea lost this game. They had the momentum. They were doing everything. They were carrying the ball. Brentford was just in the back. They were just sitting back and just playing the long balls, right? And that's how they got their goal, that counterattack, which was splendid. It was beautiful. There was a slight defection at the end, but still, what a goal! What a goal from Shada, and what a pass from what's his name, Henderson. I had no idea that was in Brentford, but for all that ball possession, for all that attacking, there wasn't a single shot from inside the box. There wasn't a single opportunity from inside the box. Joao Pedro was just not getting anything. And how could he? I mean, the game started off amazingly. I saw Bonanote, who I just found out was loaned to Chelsea right before the game. I saw the lineup, but I'm like, who? Wait, this can't be the guy from Brighton. Yep, it's the guy from Brighton. And I thought he was doing a formidable job for 5-8 minutes, replacing Palmer. I thought he was doing so well. That link up, that South American link up with Enzo, with Joao Pedro, with what's this guy, Caicedo, right, with Neto as well. It was working out. It looked pretty good. And then after that, I couldn't tell you whether he was playing or not. He was completely gone. He wasn't in the game anymore. Yeah, towards the end maybe, or the middle of the first half, he ended up combining really well with Joao Pedro sometimes, and then him, Enzo, Caicedo, I think it was, maybe Neto, they started combining where I think they got inside the box to finally, maybe the one that ended up shooting was Bino Gittins, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Bonanote, and nothing happened. Oh man, so disappointing and so frustrating from Chelsea, because you guys have, what a squad. Envious. I'd be teeming with envy, like other teams are teeming with envy looking at you guys, and you do that. You play like that. And then the lack of confidence by making 3 substitutions in that first half for the second half. Now, some of them were warranted, obviously, but man, that does not instill confidence. It just looks like you're scatterbrained and you don't know what you're doing. And I'm talking about Maresca here. And nothing happened. Those 3 substitutions came on and nothing was happening until he finally made the substitution for Palmer, which, I mean, it worked out, right? It ended up working out, but not for the reasons I think that many people believe it worked out. Because Bino Gittins at that point, I thought he was playing good. I think it was for Bino Gittins, because Bino Gittins was playing really well. Or he was playing well enough that he didn't need to be subbed off. But it worked out in the end. And thankfully, we got a consistent Palmer. And I'm going to say the reason why that happened was just he was itching to go in there. And you could tell when the camera, this was the last picture. You could tell he wanted to be there. There was a lot going through his mind. And a player always, a player that's always injured, when injured, always wants to go back as soon as possible back on the pitch. So that couldn't have come at a more opportune time. And the clearance was just perfect. It was kind of a ricochet with a defender and hitting Joao Pedro in the back, and just falling right where he's not going to miss that ball. And there's nothing Kelleher could have done. And Kelleher, I thought, was great in this game. And they get the equalizer. And after that, look, there were some plays. Yes, Palmer came in, and you never know. He's unpredictable, and I like Palmer, but man, is this guy so almost embarrassingly inconsistent. Let's be honest, he is so inconsistent. It's not even funny, and I think that's why it worked. I was even thinking maybe start putting Palmer to come in the second half. From now on. I know that's not going to happen, but perhaps, because sometimes he ends up playing a game like Buonanotte did, and I'm talking about the whole game, like from start to finish. And sometimes they don't take him out. That's the issue. So it worked out. They got the 2-1, and I had to leave. I had to step out. I had to go to work. And I even saw the debut of Garnacho. I saw him coming in, and I was excited to see, what was going to happen. Because I know, and I was telling my dad about this, like, I know just because he's in Chelsea doesn't mean that he's going to flop. Doesn't mean, if anything, he should be playing better. There is that pressure, obviously. You go to Real Madrid, everybody knows what happens, You don't start playing amazingly right away just because you're surrounded by these, these players. There's so many other factors involved that could be detrimental, if anything. And lo and behold, I leave and I hear that it's 2-1, right? 2-1. They're leading 2-1. And I already knew it had to be Garnacho coming in. And obviously Garnacho did, I wouldn't even say he did a better job. I mean, yeah, technically he did a better job than Bino Gittins, because he can't take anyone on, right? Garnacho doesn't know about it. He doesn't know anything about taking anyone on. He ends up getting that center rebound, and Caicedo with the most banger of a shot. Nothing Kelleher could have done. Nothing. Oh, there was a chance before. Palmer. I saw that one. Palmer with a really good, I think it was, what's his name? Neto. Neto just sprinting on the right wing, gets the center in, and Palmer just a little bit more up. Just a little bit more up. Too cold. Too cold. There has to be something else riding, something more riding on the line for Palmer to be able to score. That was too cold. And beautiful save, because he's running forward, so he should be able to track where Kelleher is going. I know the play is going super fast and all that, but yeah, I thought he should have scored that. He should have scored that, absolutely. He could have sealed it with that, ended it. He could have ended the game with that. And Kelleher with an amazing save yet again. And Garnacho, like I said, and Moises Caicedo, the banger, the shot. Nothing Kelleher could have done, and you got the 2-1, and I was looking at my phone. I'm like, great, but it's not over yet. 93rd minute, and yeah, today I just got to see the replay, and yeah, my boy Garnacho does not disappoint when it comes to that. And again, it's not even, forget about Garnacho. I don't want to like bash him. Like he already bashes himself. Like, yeah, I don't have to do anything, but with a squad like this, why is this so difficult for you guys to play? Like, Palmer had to come in, Cucurella had to come in, George had that one play where he ends up doing a step over instead of passing it to, was it Bino Gittins or Joao Pedro? Yeah, the shot was great and really good save from Kelleher, but the decision was completely wrong. That should have been a pass to Bino Gittins. I think it was Bino Gittins. And I know it was to Bino Gittins, because if it was Joao Pedro, he would have been cursing him in I don't know how many languages, because that was the most obvious thing to do right there, to pass it to Bino Gittins. These players, just some of the decisions that they make, and yeah, they control the ball. The momentum was, the game was all of them pretty much, and Brentford was just attacking, right? They were just attacking. I mean, they were just defending. All they did was defend, but in the end, they have really nothing to show for it, and it's starting off again really rocky. And I don't know, man. It's maybe it's not even Maresca at this point. Maybe it's the same thing that's happening at United. Like it's not Amarim. It's not just Amarim. It's the players as well. So very disappointing. It started off interesting at the beginning. I thought it was going to be, and it was an entertaining match. I'm not going to lie to you. It was an entertaining match. The ref here and there kind of made some mistakes, especially with Kadoye against Bino Gittins in the beginning. I don't know what he was thinking. Ends up clipping Bino Gittins, ends up clipping this guy Kadoye, and he ends up giving the ball to Chelsea. I don't know what happened there. And then Caicedo against Shada. Again, Caicedo was the one that bumped into him. He should have gotten a yellow. I think he did get a yellow for shoving him. But the ball ends up being for Chelsea yet again. I don't know what was going on. But overall, yeah, it was a pretty good game. I'm just disappointed again with this all-star team that they have, and they have really nothing to show for it. absolutely boggles the mind at this point, or maybe not really, because to me it's all Maresca, or mostly Maresca. Anyways, guys, that's all I want to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.